Hello aviators, how are you today? My name is Magnar Nordahl. I am an ATR captain and instructor. And I am recording from Wailoa Open Window Studio. And the birds are singing. And there are also some aircraft in the sky. I want to talk about a visit to a museum some years back. As you know, I started flying ATR pretty many years ago. And I work with a company in Norway named Crusader. And I flew the ATR until 2008 when the company went bankrupt. I was hired by ATR as instructor through a third-party company, and they sent me to Philippines to Cebu Pacific. They had just received the first ATR 72-500, and I was line training captain and instructor for them. And the operation there was very interesting, a mix of IFR, VFR, big airports like Manila and short runways. The shortest was Caticlan, which is 900 meters long, or I should say it was. Today it's extended, so it's more suitable. But at that time we had 900 meters for the ATR 72, and we could carry 50 passengers roughly out of that runway. I made a video about it, so if you check this video out, I put a link below. Anyway, it didn't take long before I discovered there was a museum, the Philippine Air Force Aerospace Museum. The indoor exhibition wasn't completed yet. The museum was established in 1974, but it had moved to a new location in 2007. So you can see there was a cockpit of a F-5B Freedom Fighter, and there was a very interesting aircraft which I will come back to. First, let's have a look at the outdoor exhibition, and we can start with the trainers. Beechcraft T-34 Mentor, American. This was a very popular aircraft around the world, and Philippines received 34 from built on license by Fuji Industries in Japan. Then we have Cessna T-41 Mescalero. Yes, it's a Cessna 172, and T-41 is the military designation for this aircraft, and the Philippines still use this as a primary trainer. The next one is a beauty. CI Marchetti SF260 from Italy. SF means Stelio Frati, the name of the designer, and 260 is the horsepower. It's a basic trainer and also used as a light attack aircraft, and they still use it. According to Wikipedia, they have 19 in service today. Then Lockheed T-33, also called a T-Bird. This was used for training from 1955 to 1970, and they had 25 of them. For transport, we have a Douglas C-47 Skytrain, the military version of the DC-3, and they have 30 of them. Next, we have an amphibious aircraft, the Grumman SA-16 Albatross, also American and used for search and rescue and other purposes, and they had 10 in the force. Then a quite rare aircraft, Nihon Aircraft Manufacturing Corporation, YS-11A, built in Japan and not very popular, only 182 were built. And this has a civil registration and was used for VIP transportation. Then we have a very famous aircraft, the North American P-51D Mustang. 103 of them were in service in Philippines from 1947 all the way into the 1980s. That's really impressive. Another product from North America, the T-610 Texan. I have in fact flown this aircraft 1.5 years ago. I have a video, you can check it out here. They had 38 of them, and it was replaced by the North American T-28. There were 44 in use from 1970 to 1992. Over to the jets, North American F-86F Sabre, very famous from the Korean War, And Philippines had 50 of them in service from 1957 all the way to 1979. Another version, the F-86D Sabre, also called the Sabre Dog, it is similar to the F-86F, but in fact they share only 25% of the parts. Originally it was designed as YF-95, but they changed it to F-86D, I think is, to keep it within a certain budget. Philippines had 20 of them in service from 1960. Then Northrop F-5A Freedom Fighter. The Philippines had 37 on them from 1965 to 2005. And this one is painted in the colors of Blue Diamond's display team. And here is an interesting airplane, the Vought F-8H Crusader. It was bought second-hand from United States, from the US Navy. They had 25 flying, and they bought another 10 for spare parts. A special feature with this aircraft is that the wing can tilt up 7 degrees to improve the visibility for the pilot during landing. Then we have the Bell UH-1, very famous from the Vietnam War and still in use in Philippines. Another helicopter, Sikorsky UH-34D. Philippines had 2 of them from 1965. Sikorsky S-62A Sea Guardian. This was the precursor to the Sea King. And that completes the outdoor exhibition. Let's go inside. And this aircraft is special. It's a Temco T-610 Kali. It was first flown in 1956 as Temco Model 51. And it was proposed to the US Air Force as a jet-powered primary trainer. This contract was won by Cessna with a T-37 Tweet. After the first flight, the prototype was sent to the Naval Air Test Center. It was called the TT-1 Pinto. In 1968, a company named American Jet Industries re-engined the TT-1. And the aircraft was called the T-610 Super Pinto. And the Philippine Air Force bought the prototype together with drawings and production rights, and planned to build the aircraft as the T-610 Kali. So they put together one prototype and flew it in Philippines, but the Air Force didn't have the funds to start production of the aircraft, so they invited private investors to cooperate with the project. But that didn't work. So there we are, a very unique airplane. In fact, the only left in the world. As you have noticed, it's possible to join my channel as a member. And by doing this, you support my channel. I thank all the supporters. You really helped me. Thank you a lot. And one of the perks you will have as a member is that you will see the video 2 days before the others, and it will be without any advertisements. Okay, that's all for this time. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and happy landing.